All right, let's talk about something many of us wear like a badge of honor: perfectionism. You know, in our super competitive world, it's often framed as the secret ingredient for success, a sign that you have high standards. But what if it's not that at all? What if that shiny badge of honor is actually a trap? Let's get into it.
So let me ask you, straight up, do you think of perfectionism as your superpower? You know, the thing that pushes you to create amazing work, to get every single detail just right? A lot of us do. It's that classic answer in a job interview for your biggest weakness, right? It's a clever way to say it's actually your biggest strength. But is it really?
This quote just nails it. It gets right to the heart of what we're going to explore today. Perfectionism is just fear in a fancy outfit. This idea suggests that what looks so sophisticated and admirable on the outside might just be covering up something way more vulnerable underneath. So, let's unpack what that really means.
First off, let's be honest, it is a very fancy outfit. The appeal is totally undeniable. I mean, nobody sets out to be mediocre, right? We're all drawn to this idea of perfection because it seems to promise excellence, control, and of course, admiration from others. And this is exactly why it's so tempting. When you're a perfectionist, people praise you for your high standards and your meticulous work. That relentless drive for excellence, it often gets you noticed, gets you applause. These are the shiny, beautiful parts of the outfit that everyone can see and admire. It feels great, it feels productive, but what is that outfit really made of?
Okay, so now it's time to look underneath those fancy clothes. Because when we start to peel back the layers of that meticulous work and those super high standards, we often find that the motivation isn't a pure, simple pursuit of excellence. Nope, it's something else entirely. So, on one side, you've got the outfit everyone sees: ambitious, meticulous, high standards. Looks great. But on the other side, we see what's actually pulling the strings. It's not this deep love of excellence, but a deep-seated fear. The fear of being judged, the absolute terror of making a mistake, and that nagging, persistent fear of just not being good enough.
And here's the really crucial twist. This fear doesn't just motivate you. A lot of the time, it does the exact opposite. It can be completely and utterly paralyzing. And that's the great paradox of perfectionism. This intense drive to be perfect often results in getting nothing done at all.
And here's how that sneaky trap works. First, you set a bar for yourself that's just impossibly high. Then, this overwhelming fear kicks in that you're never going to be able to clear that bar. So what happens? You procrastinate, you put it off, because hey, if you never start, you can't technically fail, right? But that just leads to this intense feeling of shame and anxiety, which only makes you feel like you have to be even more perfect next time. It's a vicious, self-defeating cycle.
And that feeling of being paralyzed, it's just one part of the heavy price you pay for wearing this outfit. The cost of being perfect is so much higher than just a missed deadline. It can really affect your entire life.
The consequences are pretty severe. We're talking about chronic anxiety because you feel like the standard can never actually be met. Burnout from that constant, relentless pressure you put on yourself. An inability to ever feel like a project is truly done. It can even strain your relationships with people who feel like they can't live up to your impossible standards. And maybe the saddest part of all, it makes you avoid new challenges because the risk of not being perfect right away is just too scary. That fancy outfit suddenly starts to feel a lot more like a straitjacket. So, what's the alternative? If we're going to take off this outfit of fear, what do we put on instead? Well, the answer isn't about giving up or lowering your standards to zero. It's about changing your clothes entirely. It's about dressing for courage.
And let's be super clear about this. Letting go of perfectionism does not mean you stop caring. The opposite of a perfectionist isn't a slacker. The real antidote is self-compassion. You know, the ability to forgive yourself for being human, and courage, the willingness to try something even when you know you might not get it exactly right.
And that brings us to a really powerful new goal: good enough. We kind of need to rebrand this term in our minds. It's not a compromise. It's not settling. It's a strategic decision. It's the point where a task is effective, it serves its purpose, and it's done. Reaching good enough is a victory that frees up your mental energy and gives you the confidence to tackle whatever's next.
So here's the ultimate takeaway, the big mindset shift. We need to stop chasing an impossible state of being perfect and start focusing on a courageous action, being brave enough to show up, do the work, and be beautifully, powerfully imperfect. So I'll leave you with this question. If you take off that fancy outfit of perfectionism, what's left? What are you really afraid of people seeing? Answering that question honestly might just be your first real step toward freedom and courage. Thanks for diving into this with me.